Welcome. My name is Khagole Motlotsi, and today on the hot seat, we'll be speaking about the gross domestic product, fourth quarter for 2016. Today I am joined by Manamela, who is the Chief Director for National Accounts at Statistics South Africa. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Manamela. Now, I just want to start off by asking, how would you explain the GDP to someone on the street?
GDP is basically the measure of the state of the economy, whether it's performing on an upward trend or a downward trend in one period compared to the previous period, and that could be either on an annual basis or on a quarterly basis.
Now, Stats.SA publishes both GDP production and GDP expenditure. What is the difference between the two?
The GDP from the production side basically measures what companies produces and the concept that is used for measuring GDP from the production side is called value added. So in that instance, you can take an example of a bread, where the cost of buying a bread is 10 rands, but to produce the bread it costs you, say, 7 rand, including your flour, water, and electricity. When you subtract 10 rand from the 7 rand, the difference is 3 rand, and that is what we will call the value added that the industry that bakes bread would have added to the economy. On the expenditure side, it's what economic agents spend on commodities. That would be spending by households, spending by government. It also includes investment spending by public and private sector, including government, and also your exports and imports.
Stats.SA released the GDP Fourth Quarter of 2016. Could you please give us an overview of the key results?
In the fourth quarter, GDP measured from the production side decreased by 0.3%. And this largely came from decreases that we saw in mining. Mining decreased by 11.5%, largely coming from your lower production in coal, gold and other ores, which includes platinum and iron ore. We also saw a decrease of 3.1% in manufacturing, largely coming from decreases in your food and beverages industries, your manufacturers of petroleum and chemicals, and also your manufacturers of transport equipment. On the GDP measured from the expenditure side, that decreased by 0.1%, and largely that was driven by drawdown of inventories of about 16 billion rands. We also saw that there were increases in your exports and imports, and also a growth of 2.2% in your household sector.
Provincial figures for 2015 were published in this report. How often does Stats.SA publish provincial figures?
Provincial figures are published once a year, and the data that is used to compile the provincial estimate is quite extensive, in many instances with a lag period of about a year or if not more. Hence, the latest estimates of the provincial GDP for the reference period 2015.
What do these provincial figures tell us?
In terms of performance in 2015, the province with the highest growth was Northwest, recording a growth of 4.9%, which is high compared to the average for the year for the country, which is 1.3%. We've also seen that provinces like Gauteng and Limpopo also managed to report growth rates that are higher than the average for the national growth of 1.3%. Free State showed a decline and largely influenced by the drought that we saw in the agricultural sector.
So when can we expect the next GDP release?
The next GDP release will be published on the 6th of June, and that will be the first quarter of 2017.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the hot seat. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Manamela, who is the Chief Director for National Accounts at Statistics South Africa. For more on this report, please visit our website on www.statsa.gov.za. You can also follow us on social media, which is Facebook and Twitter. You can also subscribe on our YouTube channel.